Saturday. Hey.
Wednesday. Wait, no.
No, definitely not Wednesday. No, but I was thinking about singing that, but I'm like, no, that'd definitely be a little weird on the weekend. You know what I mean?
It does not work.
No, it does not. But how are you, Burn? Hello, everybody. This is the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye, and as usual, you know, as it comes after the Fridays, the not only the Monday scaries, but our review of Falcon Winter Soldier, specifically this week, episode 5, which we are near the end of the first season, maybe the only season. There have been talks of them going to second season, and actually and after this, after the way this episode played out, I definitely want a second one, just because throughout the season I kind of felt like, if they do it just one time, like if this is just like a one-off thing, that's fine, I get it, but the like I said, the way this kind of played out throughout this episode, it definitely hinted that there's more journeys to certain characters, like there's more to be told for them. So I guess my only question is, Burn, what'd you think of this week's episode?
I thought this was another great episode. I mean, it's so crazy how the show just continues to one up itself, in my opinion, at least, where it's just every episode I love more than the last one. These last two in particular have been absolutely excellent. So I'm just so happy with the show that I love this show now. You know, I liked it before and I enjoyed it, but now I'm just like, this is a great show, and it's so good. I'm taking it back. Again, you know, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, this is a show I wasn't really looking forward to, and I'm so glad to have been wrong about that.
And that's good, Burn. I'm glad you really liked it. First, I really liked it. I was looking forward to this one, and then episode 3. I was kind of like, this is okay. Not quite. Like I have liked it all the way through, but I don't think it captured me really until this episode. I think this one I was totally sold on the most. Like I've really liked everything so far, but no, this one hit home for me just because we finally got to see more of the journeys of these characters and stuff. And also, just let's remind ourselves, bro, this is spoilers, so let's just jump into it, man. So everybody, this is a spoiler episode, so you know we haven't spoiled anything yet, but I'm just letting y'all know we're gonna start talking spoilers now. So
yeah,
you know,
I mean, this is Act 3 of the story, so all of it is spoilers.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna remind everybody anymore. If by next episode you don't know it's spoilers, then that's on you. You know,
if you made it this far.
But that beginning fight scene with Walker, Sam, and Bucky, that was epic. That was a really crazy moment. I kind of thought, I didn't really know how John Walker was going to react to it, just because he did kill an innocent person in public. I thought he was going to kind of just be unhinged regardless, but we kind of see him wrestling with the thought of like, I only just lose my friend. Actually, you know what? I don't even think he felt bad for killing that dude. I think it was just more of like dealing with the loss of his friend. And he's like, all right, let's get back to it kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I think just coming down off of just that crazy high of emotions that just happened. I'm glad that this episode started right where the last one left off, after he, you know, brutally executed that guy in front of a bunch of people and essentially the world.
It was too important of a moment not to try and like brush over. Like, he's not Captain America, but for this story, Captain America just killed a person in public. And while he's not necessarily innocent, he didn't kill Hoskins. So technically he is an innocent guy. And it's pretty crazy shit. This is almost like Civil War all over again, where the Avengers are essentially responsible for the death of an innocent. And now the weight's kind of being brought down upon him. And then Sam and Bucky just come in like, that's it, dude. You fucked up. Give us the shield. I thought that was kind of badass, and he's just like, hey, you don't want to do this. Bucky looking at the shield covered in blood, just, yeah, we do. Like, this is it, man.
Yeah,
like, so it's been a long time coming.
The line.
Yeah. So that fight scene was crazy. Walker was doing, it was up. I mean, now that he has the super soldier serum, he's just fucking badass. Like, not badass, but he's just overpowered. Like, just taking on the Winter Soldier and Falcon, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, he was already good before, but like you said, like, he didn't have that edge with him. You know, he didn't have the serum, and now that he's got it, we just see how dangerous he is in taking on 2 Avengers at the same time. And just that part when like he flings the shield at Bucky and it like sends him flying back into that tractor. I was like, oh damn, this guy's
Yeah,
strong.
and if you think about it, man, that's been this fight scene was really showing who deserves the shield the most. Like out of all these three, these are all contenders to be carry the not only the shield and the helmet of Captain America. And Walker, when he threw that shield, that's actually really indicative that he doesn't deserve it. Because if you've really looked back on all of Captain America's fight scenes, he's hit people with it, but he's never thrown it where someone like flies with it. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
well, I don't know. I kind of saw it as like Bucky kind of caught it, and like sent him flying back. I didn't think it was like he was throwing it away.
no, not like away, but even when like when Cap is like done that, like because if you look back on Winter Soldier, when he threw it at Bucky running away, Bucky caught it. He didn't fly with it; he caught it. Like Cap, like Steve has always just used it as just a just a punch, not like trying to kill somebody with it. And that's what
Mhm.
Walker was just. He was just on a rampage this time,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Walker was definitely using it to kill. There was that moment where he had Sam on the ground. He was gonna do the whole execution move again.
He kept trying to use that shield, man. Get more blood on it. Just paint it red. What he was trying to do.
Hmm.
And then when he tore Sam's wings off, and when he had to say "I am Captain America," that's like it's funny thing. This episode is titled "Truth," but there's been no truth coming from him or Carly,
Well,
which we'll
I
get to
mean,
later.
I don't know. It's their truths, so it's like it works, it really works.
I
But
just
I do like the fact that they literally had to break his arm to get that shield off of him. That was such a crazy scene.
if only they were there when Thanos needed to take the gauntlet off. They could have broken Thanos' arm, but that's neither here nor there. And also, when you said their truths, I just thought of Couples Retreat, where it's just like, I know my truth. Did you just say you know your truth? I know my truth. It's like, oh boy, that's not how it works. Um, and then Bucky all kind of showed his true colors a little bit. Like he's still a good guy. He's still one of my favorite heroes. But when he just kind of kept beating on Walker and was about to throw him across the room, Sam's like, "Stop! Like that's it. We're done." And
Oh,
that's
did he? I thought that was like a team move where like he picks him up like a baseball bat and Sam comes in and hits him too.
no. Sam tried to stop him. He was like, stop! Like Bucky, just let it go. He's done. Like we
I
got
have
the
to
shield.
rewatch it again. I didn't get that.
That's what I got at least, So it's my truth, Bird. My versus. So and that was the moment I'm like, yep, Sam, that's your shield. Even Bucky kind of gave it to him, like keep it, kind of like just hold on, don't lose it this time.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of like it was a very bittersweet moment for everybody. And
Hmm.
then when we go to Walker going home and facing trial essentially, I'm so like on the line with him because I really do feel bad for him. Like
Yeah.
he's had a lot of expectation put on him, and he's at the same time he's made choices. These are all choices he made,
Hmm.
and just like the whole theme with this show, and even Captain America, power corrupts, and that's essentially what the serum did. Steve is truly still the oh my god, I can't talk right now. We're jumbled. But no, Steve is the only exception to the super soldier, like, theory that he's the only
Hmm.
good person to do it. If the serum amplifies good, amplifies bad. Walker, Carly, Bucky, when he was under Hydra's control, obviously not now, but it amplifies bad. And that's kind of what we saw. So, Walker's not a pure person, but I still feel bad because when they're basically put him on trial and they said, well, we're not court-martialing you, but you lose all your benefits, your rank, everything. I was like, oh, come on, man. Don't
Hmm.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Like after all the shit he's done for America, like you're really gonna toss him aside? Again, I'm not trying to say him killing an innocent person or like necessarily this guy is a justifiable, but it's like for the current situations, like just just discharge him and let him keep his stuff, let him live his life. But nope, it doesn't matter. They kind of fucked him up. But
Hmm.
given this is a better treatment than what happened to
To
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I mean, it really goes to show that the trajectory of Walker's character has been that of like a tragic character. I mean, he's it like is as he says in that scene where he said, "I've only ever done things by your guys's, of course, like you made me, like I'm a product of what you did, the US government, where I'm a weapon and you point me in a direction and I will execute what you want me to execute. And I know you keep framing it as, he killed an innocent man. Not really. I mean,
No, not
that
really.
guy was still, by the definition of not really, but I guess he is, a terrorist at this point with what him and Carly and all them were planning to do and how they've crossed the line essentially now. So, I mean, he did what they told him to do. He took out someone. The method that he did it obviously was not the right thing to do. And like you said, it was the decision that he made that eventually led to his downfall. Like they didn't tell him to do it, but there was kind of like, all right, we're pointing you in that direction. You know what we want you to do, but just the fact that it's now in the public's eye, they're like, oh no, we have to distance ourselves from you. It really goes to show the hypocrisy within the government, where it's like we'll use you and abuse you until you do something that makes us look bad, even though it was on our behalf, and now we're just gonna throw you off to the side. Really, really complex issue, and it's so crazy that this show is tackling it. I feel like they've done a really good job in encompassing that within the Walker character, because I mean, as Wyatt Russell has played him, he's been doing an absolutely fantastic job.
No, yeah, he's done a great job where it makes me feel this way. But then looking at the circumstances of that flag smasher, this guy was running away. He had him dead to rights. Just stop what you're doing. And he could have just let him live. But instead, he did kill him in the public eye.
Yeah.
Not like if he killed him quietly, okay, no one's going to be the wiser. But the fact that he did do it publicly, exactly like you said, the government will have to acknowledge that. I mean, given in with everything that's happened in the last few years, I'm pretty sure the government would have justified that somehow. Not because
that was kind of what I was expecting, for a little bit. I was like thinking maybe they were gonna try to write it off as, like I said, like, oh, he killed a terrorist that just murdered another U.S. soldier. It's like I thought that's what was gonna happen, but so I was kind of like taken by surprise where they decided to do what they did.
No, but it's kind of reminiscent of like past conflicts. Like somebody gets caught in the crossfire, like even if they are a terrorist or something, it's still going to be viewed as like something like there's always a code of conduct soldiers should follow, from what I've heard and stuff, just because my uncle served, my grandfather served, and then he kind of crossed that line doing what he did.
Yeah.
So but again, it's just that part where he's like, I've done everything with your mandates, I've done everything for this country, and like this is what I get. Like you created me. And yeah. I mean, but at the same time, they didn't tell him to take the serum. So
yeah, that's where he messed up.
Yeah, but and then that one cameo, I guess like the big cameo of this was hilarious. Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus out of nowhere. I thought
totally unexpected. I was like, whoa.
I just love, she was just such a sassy person. Just these boots are not made for walking. And just, I'm Valerie, I'm Contessa Valerie, whatever, Fontaine. Just call me Val, but don't say it. Just think it. It's like, oh, like this lady's she's a little weird, but okay.
A little anal retentive, like just like very particular. Like you're just gotta coming in hot. Like I don't understand anything you're saying right now, lady.
She's making a lot of demands that are very like, like a very distraught moment. And it's like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
And she was just pulling out his strings, like basically saying, no, I think you did everything right. And again, that's the hypocrisy of the government, because I'm sure there's like, because he is a spec ops guy, he's had to do some dirty shit for the government already. So it's like,
it's not in the public eye, so they can kind of hand wave it.
And he wasn't under the mantle of Captain America either. So it is like that certain standard. And she's just saying, but tied with the first greatest thing of you marrying this firecracker. Like when she sits in between the wife and him, I thought, oh man, who the hell are you, lady?
Yeah.
She doesn't give a shit. And she's just like, hey, how are you? And the next best thing is you're going to answer my phone when I call. And then that shield, it's not the government's. And that kind of just got my wheels turning, like, holy shit. I kind of makes sense, because
I mean, it's not Stark made it.
Yeah, but then like Civil War, they also took it, and then Stark was like for Shield and stuff, even though Shield technically wasn't the government. But there's a whole thing. I mean, I'm sure they need to unpack this somehow. Or
I'm sure they're trying to claim it because it's a symbolic of Captain America, so they're trying to appropriate that as like this is a government item, but it's not. It's not.
No, it isn't. And it's It is what it is, but I loved her interaction with him, how she just totally took over the conversation and just
Mhm.
kind of like,
The card.
yeah, and it's just there's nothing on it.
There's nothing on it.
I mean, that just goes to show, like, with her blue stripe and stuff. I kind of got a feeling of Hydra a little bit, and actually, it was funny. Like before we started this, I was looking something up, and apparently, her character in some iterations is Madam Hydra.
Mhm.
So maybe she's a resurgence of it or something. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. But this is one of
Yeah.
the storylines with her and Walker. I'm like, I want a season 2. I want to see where this goes. Like,
Yeah, I see people speculating that it's something for like the Thunderbolts, but I don't think that's the case because Thunderbolt Ross is a character in
yeah,
this
that's
universe,
true.
so that would
Yeah.
be his team, I'm assuming, if they wanted to go in that direction. So, and I did see other people saying that it could be a hint at like a Dark Avengers or something. So, either way, I am excited to see like what exactly is her motivation because she's definitely not here just as a one-off. Like she's gonna be here for the long run.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them trying to adapt the Captain America Hydra story. I forgot what that one was called, but where it's like Captain America's always
Oh,
secretly
right.
Hydra, and then he adopts like the Hydra suit essentially, where it's just Captain America, but like the Hydra skull and stuff. I think
Hmm.
that would be kind of an interesting thing to adapt for
That
Falcon,
would.
but we'll have to see what happens. I just really love that interaction with them, and Bucky and Zemo, that was another great thing that totally
Hmm.
paid off this season. Like I was just actually watching with my parents before we started, and my dad's like, "Is that it? Like, is Zemo done?" And I'm like, I hope not
He's
now.
not done.
It
There's no way. There's no way he's done.
was a pretty majestic scene just when they're at the Sokovian Memorial, and it's just basically a whole lake now because that's where part of it was. Um, and he's just kind of saying like, he's just like Sam is just as arrogant as Steve. Like he doesn't see the truth, and you're kind of
Mhm.
like, you do what you gotta do, Bucky. Like kind of almost teasing was like, be the super soldier I hate essentially.
Yeah, like
um
you're the killer. Like you're gonna be the one that's gonna do what needs to be done when it comes to Carly. And I like how Bucky just turns that on him, where he
yeah,
looks he's
just
gonna make it seem like he's gonna
drops the
execute him.
bullets. That was such a cool like angle too, where it's just like Zemo's looking at him and just dropping it, and then Ao and a couple other Doras come around and just, ladies, like. But I respect Zemo, where he's like, I never held anything against you, so good
Mhm.
luck, Bucky.
Yeah,
I respect. It was like a
yeah,
mutual respect amongst them, like an
yeah.
understanding.
Like I took the liberty of crossing my name off your list.
Mhm.
Like we're settled. Like there's no I have no ill will towards you, and I hope you feel that you're done with me now. Like we've had some closure, and after what he did to him in Civil War.
Yeah, that was, yeah. Like I just really like that scene. It was it was just awesome. It looked beautiful. They were just almost like it should have. It was kind of building up the intensity, and then just like, oh no, good. Bucky's still a good guy. He's not gonna just kill this guy off. Um, and then Ao just kind of saying, you better stay out of Wakanda for a while because of this. Like White Wolf, like you're just keep your distance for a bit. It's like, that's understandable. Like I get it. And then when he's just like, oh, I need one more thing, and we find out when he goes to help Sam and his sister rebuild the boat, which was another really cool thing too. How he's like, I'm gonna call in all these favors because everybody owes our family stuff, and the
Hmm.
community still came through. I was kind of expecting like people were kind of gonna dodge him and stuff a little bit, but oh, they came to help. So I was like, okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's a great
But
moment.
actually, before we continue on with that, let's talk about that Isaiah and Sam meetup. That was another hard scene to watch just because,
Yeah,
but definitely much more cordial than the last time. Because when they met him in season 2, he didn't want anything to do with them. Just told him, get the hell out of my house.
episode 2.
Episode 2. What did I say?
He said season 2.
Same shit. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
we're on season 5 now. Okay, everybody.
It's
But
been
yeah, no,
so
go ahead.
long. But episode 2, yeah. And this time, first thing is like, is that the shield? Like, don't take it out. Those stars and stripes
Mhm.
mean nothing to me now. And Sam is still just like, he understands Isaiah, but he's also trying to walk that line of like, I know you what you went through, but stop disparaging Steve in front of me. Like this shield means something to me, so cool it down with that. But when
Yeah.
Isaiah's just kind of showing him all his stuff, he's like, we lost a couple guys, just even though it sounds like the serum they had he was the only one who had to like that actually worked with the serum. Everybody else had like faulty stuff, or they died throughout the war. And
Mhm. And it was so heartbreaking, the reveal of what happened to him. Essentially, he did exactly what Steve did in
yep,
the first Avenger, where he had buddies in the POW camp, and he went against the rules to go get them out. And while Steve got the nice welcome back, let's go do this rah rah thing, Isaiah was
put in jail.
completely put in jail, experimented on, just completely erased from history. And that was just so heartbreaking to hear that. I was like, this is such a tough scene. And I was not expecting something like this from Marvel, but I'm so glad that they touched on some things like this.
No, and that's the beauty with this show is that every character, for the most part, I know actually every character has had an understand, like you understand every one of their motivations.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah, he doesn't want anything to do with America anymore, and I totally get why, because he should have been the next Captain America. And the reality was at the time, like, and kind of even now, it's like America doesn't want a black man as Captain America. So
Yeah.
no self-respecting black man would, like, knowing everything that happens to us and all this. And Sam's kind of just that in his, Anthony Mackie, again, just a Shakespearean himself, just really like showing that, like, wrestling within his head, like, what do I do? Is he
Yeah.
right? Should I do it, or do I just kind of like he doesn't want to give it up again, but he doesn't want to take it up still. He's still a little hesitant on
Yeah.
it.
He's wrestling with the mantle, which is very indicative of why he should be the one to take it. It's not the person that wants the power that should have it. It's the person that wrestles with the idea of it.
And that's why Steve chose him in Endgame. Just like,
Hmm.
if you're gonna question everything, but for a good reason. You're not just like, you are doubting yourself right now, but you're doubting yourself for the right reasons. Like,
Yeah.
and then he said, "I'll do my best," and that's why Steve was like, "That's why it's yours." I know you'll do great.
Hmm.
Um, so then when fast forward back to them helping out the boat, it was nice seeing Bucky and Sam actually have time to bond together, not just through like combat or anything Avengers related, just them working on a boat, hanging out with the family, him and
Yeah.
his sister flirting a little bit.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah.
Just hi, Bucky. It's just like, I'm Sarah. It's like, oh, Sarah. Like,
Yeah.
Sam's looking back like,
Yeah. And then later on, where he's like, if you don't flirt with my sister, I will have him cut you up and feed you to the fish.
that's fair.
But no, I totally agree with you, man. I was watching this scene of just them fixing up the boat, and I was like, I could watch a whole show of this. Just them two, just ship boat captains or something, I'm down for it.
The home improvement with Bucky and Sam.
Hmm. Boat edition.
Actually, that'd be a really cool show to watch, like a little fun, like Marvel short series to do, where it's like home improvement for like boats and others. I don't know. Anyways, and they're one on one when they're practicing with the shield, just kind of throwing it, tossing it, almost like playing catch with each other, just throwing it at the trees
Yeah.
and catching it. And Sam, they kind of just finally, that therapy session that was forced, this time it wasn't. It was just them really telling each other how they feel. And he just told him straight up, Bucky, you gotta stop letting people tell you who you are. You're the only
Hmm.
person who knows who you are. Like, don't let Zemo, don't let Isaiah, don't let anybody tell you that. You gotta make amends. It's like, well, I was like, no, you were avenging what you did. You need to really tell the truth and really just let people know that what you did, you feel bad for. Like, once you
Yeah.
kind of start doing that, you're gonna start feeling better. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, but there are a lot of names. Like, start with one. That's it. And
Yeah. And it's very much one of those things where I'm like, he's going to tell Yori that
yeah,
he killed his son. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they've set that up pretty well. But yeah, I do like that moment where, again, Sam's counseling,
mm-hmm.
part of his personality, his that skill set that he has, his ability to empathize with and talk to people. I love that it comes out in this scene, and it's just done so beautifully, and within that beautiful backdrop of New Orleans. And also too, where when Bucky tells him, when Steve and I were talking about what his plan was, which was to give Sam the shield, they never considered, what it would be like for him to have to take on that mantle, like what it would mean for a black man the new Captain America. They were probably just thinking like, yeah, he has a great character. He's a solid person. He deserves a shield out of anybody. They didn't think of it that way, because why would they?
Yeah, exactly. But and then and this is the funny thing, like the whole when I said earlier about their truths and stuff like that, or like they're all speaking lies. Walker goes to Hoskins' family and he said, "Oh yeah, the guy he killed him. I'm not going to stop at anything to let that happen." And it's like, dude, clearly he didn't kill him. It was Carly. So, but that's also hinting like he's basically taking up his own vigilantism. So that's bound to happen. And Carly, when they go back to that building they were kind of staying at, where Mama Danya was buried, or not buried, but her like services were at. And just that line of like, Mama Danya, Luke, like Nico, how many of us have to die to be citizens of this planet? And it's like, what? Like, lady, you clearly lost your mind. You're kind of twisting the narrative. Like, you've been doing bad stuff like the last couple episodes.
Like, yeah, it's because of you doing what you did that these people had to suffer the consequences. Like, yes, it's wrong of the GRC to go in and take all these people out, but they only did it because you brought attention to them after bombing that facility. It's like, Carly, you really not seeing the ramifications of your actions.
No, she's being very selfish at this point, and it's just like the movie's not going to stop there. Like, we got to stop them from ever like to keep doing this. And when they're kind of close up on each of the other members of like her core group, they're kind of thinking like, holy shit, she's kind of lost her mind, or like, what are we getting into now? At first they were just fine with stealing stuff and helping out people who've been displaced, but now it's going to a point where it's like, this is full on war against the GRC.
Yeah.
And she's just losing her way. But I will say this, my favorite part is when, after Sam and Bucky's conversation, especially when they were like, yeah, we're not, our best friend was, he's gone and we're just two friends. Like, yeah. Coworkers.
We're a team. Exactly. We're not that good.
Yeah. I thought that was like, they're self-acknowledging, like, yeah, we don't have to be like best friends, but we like each other. We're cool with each other. Like, we can work together. But yeah, that was too good of a little interaction, like a nice little like humor to top it off the serious stuff. And Sam just training with the shield, like when he was failing and
montage.
His Rocky moment, essentially. Just training with it. I was like, oh my god, yes, this is what I've been waiting for, Sam. Get it. And when he just kept failing, he's like, oh shit, like couldn't catch it. But the more he kept working out and the more he kind of like practiced it, he was like, all right, I got this. And started doing the Captain America flips. I was like, this is it. Like, he's got it. Just, oh my god, I was so excited for it. And
no, dude, me too. I was like, yes, finally, take it.
I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it needed. Just ending in a freeze frame with like him in the shield, like, yeah.
It was just so cool seeing him do all that stuff. And even his sister earlier was like, don't let Isaiah tell you who you are. Like, you do what you think is best. Like, basically how he was telling Sam the same thing, his sister told him straight up, like, don't let him be the only, like, black story to hear for Captain America. Like, you can change that. Be the change that you wanted to be. So, and that was him trying to do that. Because think about it too, with Walker, when he was throwing with the shield and stuff, he was throwing it to knock him down. He wasn't doing any flips and stuff. He was just like kind of muscling it, where Sam is moving with it, doing all those flips and stuff like Steve did. That's kind of like him just like, okay, there's more to the shield than just throwing it. You gotta work with it. You gotta feel it. It's like an extension of you. So
it's not a blunt force object to execute people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Steve has always shown restraint and control, and that's exactly what Sam's doing with it. He's learned to control it, because when he threw it in the tree and it stuck, it's like, that's not the point of the shield. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to throw it and bounce off. So it still doesn't defy it defies all laws of physics, but that's what it's made for.
Absolutely.
And then, dude, Sharon is pissing me off, though. Again, I know I understand her motivations, but she's playing both fucking sides, and I can't stand it. Just when she gets that call and she's talking to that Frenchman, GSP.
Well, the GSP, the Batroc, the Leaper.
Actually, somebody was saying, like, yes, we were singing with hair. I was like, I mean, I guess he has some hair up top. You know, he's basically bald, but whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
he's got a tight cut, you know.
yeah, he's a very, very crew. Maybe I'll come over there and give you a crew cut.
Here, let's see your clipper.
But then how she's like, well, listen, I'll double it. Like, you'll get your money back. Do you want it? Yes or no? And Carly, with that smug little smile on her face in Central Park, just, we got help coming to balance the odds. And he just brings a box full of weapons, and the guy's like, whoa, I thought like we're working with criminals. And I was like, well, haven't you heard? We are criminals.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Carly, you clearly gone off the deep end too. You just don't give a shit.
Yeah, she's fully embraced her role as a criminal or a terrorist. You know, it's like she's fully like in it now. So there's no like, okay, you know, I'm kind of on your side. Like, nope. At this point, it's like, sorry.
Yeah, I can't stand her. Just I want to smash her face in, but whatever.
Walker smash.
And you know, when they're trying to stop the GRC vote, and it's like, oh shit, this is gonna go bad. And right when Sam just opens up the briefcase, I was like, wait, and cuts to black. I was like, no,
Me too.
I was just like, no, Marvel, how could you take this away from me?
I need to see this vibranium suit that he's gonna wear, which is cool too, because it's like, okay, he's got a vibranium suit made by the Wakandans. He doesn't need no super soldier serum. He doesn't need that.
No, he does not. He I mean, again, that whole training montage, I'm like, he's basically Captain America without the serum. So bam. But
yeah, I can't wait to see what it looks like though. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I can't fucking wait. The comic version, actually, at first when I saw it years ago, I thought, yeah, this is what we came up with. But then kind of seeing more as the comics, like I actually read Civil War 2 and seeing him in that suit, I thought, actually, you know what? This is actually really cool. I can dig it. It's kind of like a mix of like the Captain America like stealth suit, like from Winter Soldier, like his navy blue one, mixed with just a little more white. I don't know how I explain it. It's basically just more blue and white than it is like anything else for sure. So
yeah, I might need to check out those Captain America comics while Falcon was Captain America. I haven't read it. I mean, I haven't read a lot of Marvel comics in a long time. The last ones I read were probably Daredevil. So I'm very interested now to check them out and see what those stories are like.
I've been more on that DC grind reading as well.
Yes.
But I do have Marvel Zombies to read. I got to read Thanos' book where he kills Black Silver Surfer with Mjolnir and has the Hulk as like on a chain, like a dog. So I got to read that one. And that's where Frank Castle becomes the Cosmic Ghost Rider. So anyways, that mid-credit scene though, because I'm not going to lie, every time this episode ends, the credits are like 10 minutes long, so I just fast forward through it just to finish it on my Disney Plus. But then I was fast forward, like, wait, I'm missing something here. And
it's first time there's a post-credit scene in this show.
Oh my god. And Walker basically again on his crazy trip, just making his own Captain America shield very accurately, mind you, too. Like I thought he was going to do like some sort of messed up thing, but it's like, nope, he's going for the red, white, and blue with the star in the middle and putting his Medal of Honor on there. Like, oh man, he's gone off the deep end though, for sure. That was just such a cool, almost chilling scene. Like kind of like a better version of Iron Man 2 where Mickey Rourke is making his Whiplash suit. This was better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see that.
So I don't know. I just, again, now I really do want a season 2. There hasn't been any official word if there will be, but it's like with all this happening, how is there not going to be a season 2?
Yeah, either do a season 2 or do a new Captain America movie with Falcon as, you know, as the new Captain America. Like set him up, you know, maybe that's what the show was supposed to do, to set him up for the movies or something. Either way, I want more of this story. Like it's so good.
I say keep it as a show, man, because they were able to draw it so much more out. But that was really good. A lot of good stuff. I know we didn't say our rating earlier like we usually do, Burn. So, you know, better late than never. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. For me, this was a 5 out of 5.
Nice.
What about you?
I will have to agree. This is another 5 out of 5 episode for me. Last week's and this week's have just been knocked it out of the park, Marvel. It is so great. I'm so happy with this show.
And it's funny because the critics are like giving this like a not as strong of a rating as last one. Like, I don't know. This one won it for me. I'm sorry.
Really? I saw on like Rotten Tomatoes this one has like 100% compared to like last week's like 90 something. I don't remember.
IGN gave it a 7, or last week they gave it a 9. So I'm like, you bastards.
What does IGN know? They're a video game review company. Not just kidding. No, but I did
You're
see
not wrong.
there was a lot of people that were complaining about this episode in particular, particularly those that have that mentality of get woke, go broke, keep politics out of my entertainment. It's like,
Oh my, cry me a freaking, everything has politics involved now. No matter what show you watch, there's a hint of it everywhere. Anyways, whatever, dude. Let's not get in that argument now, or that debate. That you could be fired.
Oh no, I'm not gonna debate anything. That's why I'm just like, okay, be mad.
I don't know how. Whatever. People are dumb. Anyways, this is such a good episode. I can't wait, but at the same time, I don't want this to end quite yet.
I don't want it to end
because Loki doesn't come out for like another month, and we have to wait that much longer for another Marvel show. But
yeah,
it is what it is. Like
it is.
But anybody, like I said, guys, if you saw this episode, great. Let us know in the comments if you liked it or not. Give us a like, shout out, all that good stuff. And keep listening. We're gonna talk about Falcon Winter Soldier next week. Burn, it's always a pleasure, my brother. I will
always.
I'll talk to you later, my dude.
All right, man. I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Everybody be safe, be good, and keep on ranting.
Absolutely. You know it, dude. Peace out, Holmes.
Deuce.